All right, guys, Smith City here for Smith City Prod Reviews. Well, obviously being away, I stopped off at Yuyong, I think it's called, or Jugyong. Anyone from around that area, please tell me how to pronounce it in the comment section. But this is their red pepper and chili jam from Long Track Pantry. Absolutely fantastic staff there. Thanks again for Pam from the Airbnb. I'll put that in the description, who recommended it. If you want to stay at Long Swamp Studio, click on that link and have yourself a beautiful stay. So what do we got here? We've got rare or medium rare basted steak with garlic and rosemary, which I've got a bit of that in there, with some roasted garlic from the basting. Yum. So we'll try that out first. Normally I use thyme in that same stuff, but I ran out of time. So here it is. Oh. Pepper, red pepper and chili jam. I wonder what's like, where it's skewed towards, the red pepper or the chili. Because it doesn't smell overly spicy, but there's a lot of specks of chili in there. So instead of ruining that by double dipping and stuff, I'm just gonna add a little bit to the side there. And we'll have a crack. So this is the Jugyong or Yugyong, or oh, I won't keep trying to say different ways. They're red pepper and chili jam. Riverside Drive, Yuyong, New South Wales, 2726 Australia. Telephone is 0269454144. And their website is www. Is that a J? Is that a lowercase j? No. longtrackpantry.com.au. All Long Track Pantry products are homemade in small batches using seasonal produce. It's got ingredients: red peppers, sugar, red wine, vinegar, chili, and salt. And refrigerate after opening. So here we go. This is the Yuyong red pepper chili jam going in. Oh. That is delicious. So I lightly seasoned the steak with salt and pepper. But what's happening here is they've used a lot of roasted capsicum in here, a lot of it, which sort of rounds out the front palate. And then sort of the mid to back palate, you get a bit of that chili residual heat. I think it'll build the more you have of it. But what I like about it is it's a little bit salty as well. So because I didn't season the steak after cooking, that extra salt in here is doing wonders for it. So see if I can get another bit of garlic. So I'll see if I can do this without it falling on the table. So there is the chili jam on the rare bit of steak. You should be really happy with that. I do like spice, so it's not as spicy as what I'd like it to be, but it's good. I made a chili jam one time ages ago. Would have been probably like 6 years ago. And that had a ridiculous amount of heat on it, and I absolutely loved it. I suppose when you've got something like red pepper and chili jam, if it was skewed towards my preference, then I'm kind of probably sitting here going, you can't taste any of the red peppers, all you can taste is the chili. So there's no real negative drawback on the fact that it not being like as hot as what I would normally go for in a chili jam. Will that sit there? Yep, that'll sit there. The red peppers have also got a bit of sweetness to them as well. It's very well balanced for a jam. You'd probably work on prawns, probably work on chicken. A dipping sauce for like homemade chips. On a salad sandwich. On a homemade burger. I reckon that would be absolutely fantastic on a homemade burger. Bit noisy on the old mouth. I was going to say I apologise to all the people that don't like loud chewing, but when I eat stuff, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I used to not like people making the same sorts of noises when they eat, but I remember quite vividly growing up is I would often hear myself chew, and I didn't actually like that. Shame myself, like internally, not even saying anything, and I suppose we all do it time to time. Where you're self-conscious, you're like, can people actually hear that? And probably over a period of time, there's probably scenarios that take place where then you hear other people doing it. You've already got these preconceived thought processes and stories around other people doing it. And then there's a flow-on effect where there's probably other people that have had similar experiences of growing up where you're hearing yourself chew and you don't like that, or you're self-conscious about it, so then you don't like other people doing it. At the end of the day, I'm putting food in my mouth and chewing. It's going to make a noise. You know, sometimes when I am reviewing, it's borderline sometimes where I'll like make a noise or I'll say something as I've got a bit of mouthful, but I try to like limit that as possible, and I try to make that as respectful as possible, but it sometimes isn't always the case. So that chili jam is very well balanced, and I'm going to give it a straight up 9. It is fantastic. I think if the chili was dialed up a little bit more, but for me, someone else might buy this and think it's a 10 out of 10. But for me, if it was a little bit hotter, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for sure. But it is absolutely fantastic, and I reckon it would go with so many different things. It actually even work really well for nachos. It would probably work well to just dip corn chips in it. I'm just trying to think of all different variables for you guys at home that watch this go, oh yeah, if I buy this, I can do this with it. Probably wouldn't advise using it on cereal. Oh, you know it'd be good? You know it'd be good? Crusty bread, bang, in the toaster, slam that down. All right. Head on over to the oven, turn the grill on, have the toast setting down a little bit so you don't burn it in the grill. Let that pop up. Spread this on the crusty bread. Put some like sharp cheese on there. Chuck that under the grill. Optional, sprinkle some crisped up bacon bits that you may have done in the pan, or leave that off. Bit of salt, a bit of pepper. You know what? I might actually do a review of that on this channel. Anyway, I'm having a Czech Pilsner by Acacia. A lot of people over here in it calling it Kasha, but there's no R in there. I call it Acacia, and I will forever and a day, regardless of if the brewery says it's Kasha, there's no R in it. So, mandatory Czech Pilsner. This is actually a really good drinkable beer. That's why I bought it. So, I'll catch you on the next.